Welcome everyone to People Serving People's 21st Annual Gala and our first ever virtual gala. My name is Renal Ray and I'm the Interim Executive Director at People Serving People. And we're so excited that you've decided to join us here tonight to learn more about People Serving People's mission and services. 2020 has been a difficult year for our organization as we navigate both a pandemic and continued housing instability. It's been difficult for our staff, our families, and our community. Our staff, volunteers, and donors have certainly risen to the challenge of this year and adapted to make sure that we can continue to meet the needs of our families and our children at this time, which is why we're so grateful for you all. Thank you so much for being here tonight. And we couldn't be here tonight without our amazing sponsors, event captains, table captains, and all of you who've decided to join us here tonight. At this point, it is my pleasure to introduce you to tonight's host, Carla Holt. Carla Holt of KARE 11 is a multiple award-winning journalist, including the prestigious Walter Cronkite Award for Political Journalism. Please join me in welcoming Carla.
Welcome to our 21st Annual Gala, People Serving People's largest fundraising event of the year, a race for stable housing, hence the lovely hat, right? I am Carla Holt. I'm a longtime reporter at KARE 11, a Minneapolis mother of two, and a proud advocate of organizations that bring opportunity to all in our community. I am so excited to be hosting People Serving People's Gala again this year, and would like to introduce another familiar face, Andy Imholt of Flattabo Advancement, as our fundraising host. And welcome to you, Andy. This is fabulous. Last year, of course, we were in a beautiful room surrounded by beautiful people.
Yes.
And this year is different, but we are still hoping that we can feel connected as a community.
Yeah, you know, Carla, last year I remember being on stage. I think it was like a 1920s Great Gatsby theme.
Feathers were involved.
Feathers, sequins. I think I had like a gold tuxedo coat on. It was so much fun. And ladies and gentlemen, we wish we could be with you tonight, but we are here and we really want to say thank you for making the time and devoting the time to joining us online tonight and celebrating with us in the safest way we can. We're so excited to have you. Tonight, we are going to have a great time, and tonight our goal is to raise $200,000 in the next few minutes that we're all together for People Serving People, for this amazing organization. And you know, I'm so excited to be back with you, Carla. I think this is going to be a great night.
I agree with you, and we know that that is a lofty goal, but it's an important one. It is so critical for our community. So thank you, Andy. I'm so excited to be working with you again.
I'm excited to be back.
It's fabulous. All right, Andy will be joining us again a little later in the program, so we will look forward to that. Now, though, I would like to share why I continue to support People Serving People. People Serving People has been dear to my heart because it recognizes the need to be present for everyone, everywhere, meeting people where they are at, often due to circumstances beyond their control, and we know that that is absolutely true. I believe in this time of deep division throughout our country and our community, we need people serving people. We need to remember we are all better when all of us are living better. We need to remember we will forever gain when we give to each other. People Serving People is dedicated to preventing family instability and is the largest, most comprehensive emergency shelter for families experiencing homelessness in Minnesota, and a dedicated leader in homelessness prevention, and that is so important, the prevention part of it. This evening, you will learn more about the organization's services to help children and their families find a stable home, and People Serving People's work to change the larger systems that drive families into homelessness in the first place. So tonight is one part education, but it is also a huge part celebration, recognizing People Serving People's impact on individual lives, families, and our greater community. Last year, People Serving People provided emergency shelter and complete support services to 903 families. This includes over 1,000 1,600 children. Again, 1,600 children. The work goes way beyond the basic needs of providing a safe place to stay and healthy food to eat. People Serving People offers programs that help families overcome the barriers that brought them into homelessness, such as finding housing, securing employment, and addressing health issues, all of which we know can be great barriers. And what is even better, People Serving People is focused on both the needs of today and tomorrow. They are shifting their work upstream of the shelter system. And you will learn more about that intentional shift tonight as you learn about one of the 3 new prevention programs People Serving People has started. We're so excited to share that with you. By focusing on homelessness before it starts, we hope to help families maintain their stability and not return to shelter after they move back into the greater community. Now, clearly, the amazing team at People Serving People is able to build powerful relationships with families while those families are in shelter. And as they help them find housing or jobs, connect with early education programs, and address other barriers that brought them into homelessness, the team is driven to develop programs that leverage these important relationships while staying engaged with the families after they leave the shelter to help support their stability and avoid the kinds of crises that might cause them to return to homelessness. And the work to prevent that family homelessness does not end there. People Serving People is also putting more focus on simply changing systems, because we know the lives and experiences of the families in shelter are shaped by the interconnected systems with which they interact on a daily basis. And we also know that these systems can create and perpetuate the economic, educational, and other disparities that can cause homelessness. Now, and this is so important, the stories you hear tonight, and all of them will be so impactful. They will impact in the community, would not be possible without the tremendous commitment and the dedication of People Serving People's partners, board, and committee members, staff, volunteers, supporters, and each of you here watching from home tonight. People Serving People is also fortunate to have generous corporate support from the community. Bridgewater Bank, a beautiful bank, is the premier sponsor of the gala tonight and a valued partner, and we truly thank them for that gift. And with that, I am proud to introduce People Serving People's board member, Joe Schabowski from Bridgewater Bank.
Good evening. My name is Joe Schabowski, and I'm so excited to be here tonight for People Serving People's virtual gala. One reason that I'm here is that I'm the Chief Financial Officer at Bridgewater Bank, the premier sponsor for tonight's gala. Bridgewater Bank not only believes in seeing banking differently, but the world differently, and that is where our partnership with People Serving People comes in. Bridgewater has been a strong supporter of People Serving People over the years, both financially and through providing many volunteers to the organization. We are proud to support People Serving People, which provides such important services to families experiencing homelessness within our community. Another reason that I'm here is that I serve on People Serving People's board. Each board meeting, I'm in awe at the intelligence and thoughtfulness of my fellow board members, and even more the passion that they exhibit towards the mission of this organization. I'm so grateful to serve with such a talented group of individuals who work hard to help the organization thrive. But the most important reason that I'm here tonight is to support this amazing organization. Each day watching the chaos of this world in the news, a global pandemic wreak havoc on families across the world and in our communities, disrupting daily lives and heightening anxiety over not only health, but jobs, food, and shelter. Recently, I was reflecting back on when the COVID-19 pandemic really started to unfold in the U.S., and the early response of many states was to enact shelter-in-place orders. This concept initially seemed so foreign, restrictive, and inconvenient, but then it dawned on me, my ignorance. What if I didn't have a shelter? Something that seems implied in that government mandate. What if I had to worry about where my family was going to sleep each night and how that order of sheltering actually applied? As the father of 3 young children, I can't imagine how difficult it would be to experience homelessness with them while navigating a global health crisis. Not only does People Serving People provide shelter and meals to families experiencing homelessness, it provides important services to help these families move towards self-sufficiency and breaking the cycle of homelessness. These services include an early childhood development program, employment services, and family advocacy. From everything that I've viewed, these services are provided with the utmost quality and compassion for the guests, despite the extraordinary circumstances and recent tragedies within our community, including the Drake Fire, racial injustice, civil unrest, and this ongoing pandemic. The success of the organization is a testament to fantastic staff at People Serving People and strong leadership. Their resiliency and resourcefulness is truly remarkable. It is wonderful to have all of you participating virtually tonight to support People Serving People. There are many ways that we can all help the organization throughout the year, including volunteering to serve a meal or organizing a donation drive. Through all of our support, we can help ensure that People Serving People can maximize its impact in providing emergency services to families experiencing homelessness and programs to help break the cycle of homelessness. Thank you.
At People Serving People, we approach our prevention work in two prongs. The first is program. We are working to prevent the experience of family homelessness through programs long established like our early childhood program, and also newer programs like our Red Leaf program, which allow us to utilize flexible resources to support families to prevent the reoccurrence of homelessness. But we also know that we need to change our systems to prevent the experience of family homelessness as well. So when we say systems change, what we're really talking about are the structures of law and policy and practice and procedures that inform all of our everyday lives. So these laws can take the shape of how a family experiencing homelessness accesses childcare assistance, or how a family who is experiencing homelessness accesses shelter, or how a family experiencing homelessness builds financial power. So systems are involved in all of those things for families. So the goal of People Serving People systems change work is really to prevent the experience of family homelessness through identifying places in the system that we can help shift. So we do this work at a state level around early childhood education and access to childcare. We do this work at the local level around things like self-pay that we're learning more about tonight. We do this work within our organization around building power with our families in the everyday ways. So our systems change work is all of that, and it's also civic engagement, encouraging folks to exercise their rights to vote, to be counted in the census, and to engage in communities and informing the decisions that are going to impact their lives. We need to make sure that folks have living wage, truly affordable housing, that they can build their financial power and their assets even when they are in the lowest point of their economic story. Those are just some of the ways that we know that systems change is a part of our prevention work. What we know at People Serving People is that there are many different ways that families enter the experience of homelessness, and that systems are a part of entering that experience. So we're trying to figure out where are the points in the system where we can influence and interrupt, and how do we do that in a way that leads with the voices of our families, that puts our families at those decision-making tables, because we got to try something different. The way things have been working for the last 30 years haven't really changed the results for our families. We want to see our families own their power, build their power, and inform the decisions that are going to impact their lives. The program that we're featuring tonight, the Family Financial Empowerment Program, really leads with the voices of our families. Folks who have been directly impacted by family homelessness and by self-pay are the folks who are guiding the research, who are defining what housing stability means, are defining what success means for the outcome of this policy in our financial empowerment program. The folks who are at that table are predominantly women, are predominantly African American and Native American, and that's who we see in shelter with us every day. So the solutions that are going to come from this group of people are going to be really different from the solutions that you or I could come up with. And there's a possibility for innovation, there's a possibility for things that we haven't thought of before to really guide the path forward and meet not only People Serving People's goal around seeing families thrive, meet the county and the state's goal around making sure that homelessness is rare, brief, and non-recurring, and meet our family's goal of stability in however they define it. Tonight we're going to introduce you to a powerful advocate and a former guest that stayed with us in shelter. Amisha is the mother of 2, and tonight she'll be sharing her experiences in facing homelessness and finding housing stability and helping us further our systems change work.
Well, my oldest daughter is my hip-hop dancer. I don't know how to explain it. Like, she has her personality is just everything. Like, I don't know, I just love both my kids. My youngest, she really shy. She's just clingy. She doesn't really, like, do anything. She loves to be under her mom and her family. But they're best friends, so I love both of them, and I couldn't ask for better kids or a better life. Max brought the eggs home to Ruby. "Don't bump the table, Max," said Ruby. But I was a young mom. I was a teen mom, and I didn't think it was going to be easy, but it was. I think it's the best thing that ever happened to me, actually. So I don't really have a lot of family, just my mom and my siblings that live here, and we were experienced homelessness, and I had my own children, so I was looking for resources to find housing, and someone told me about People Serving People. It was my first time in a shelter, so it was kind of scary, but I actually felt comfortable because the advocates and the staff at People Serving People helped me feel comfortable, so I felt actually safe. Not only did they help me and my daughter have safe shelter, we got free meals, they helped with hygiene products, we also had advocates that helped with resources, and they also helped us just stay on top of everything with housing and stuff.
Families are really the experts in their own lives, and they're the experts in terms of what works with the homeless response system and what doesn't. And we as programs and organizations and systems don't always get it right, and we really need to pay attention to the impact that a policy has on those it's supposed to be supporting. Self-pay is a Hennepin County policy, and that policy states that if families have the financial means, they're to contribute a portion of those resources towards the cost of their shelter stay. That means resources like their cash benefits, their Social Security, and their employment income. Self-pay can be a really big point of frustration for families during their stay in shelter. It can make it hard for families to meet their immediate financial needs while they're here in shelter, and it can also make it really hard for families to reach a higher level of stability when exiting shelter. The Family Financial Empowerment Collaborative is a collaboration between Hennepin County, the Center for Urban and Regional Affairs, Research and Action, and People Serving People, and the collaborative is funded by the POLAD Foundation. The goal of that collaborative is to pilot financially sustainable alternatives to the current self-pay policy while increasing families' agency, their housing stability, and their financial empowerment. Amisha and her family are a really great example of centering the voices of the families that we serve to inform this project. So Amisha was a mom that was here with her 2 kids. After leaving shelter, she wanted to be part of this effort and is now participating really actively on the action committee. She's making all the meetings, she's actively engaged in the conversation, and that really shows how one family's voice is going to help inform what we do moving forward.
I feel like I'm making a difference because there's all of us are being heard in our own way, and also we're making a change to others who won't speak up about it. Even though I didn't like the self-pay and little things, but it helped me a lot, actually. I think self-pay was needed for me. It definitely holds me accountable because I think of bills first.
We've heard from families that they don't necessarily see the solution as completely doing away with the policy. Are there ways to look at it differently? Are there ways to have families' contribution more closely align with their income? Are there ways that families could opt out of self-pay but opt into some sort of financial empowerment curriculum and really dig into financial healing to have more knowledge and resources to work towards housing stability. So we don't know what it's going to look like, but families absolutely aren't saying let's do away with it all. They're saying we like this piece of what we have and we like this piece of what this other community is doing, and how do we pull all those pieces together to make something that's most meaningful to the families that we're serving here in shelter. Also, this is a prevention effort that if we empower families financially and change some of the system structures around finances, this will ultimately shorten the length of stay in shelter and prevent families from returning to the experience of homelessness. So I think what's most exciting about this is the collaborative nature that really touches on so many things we've said we want to set out to do as an organization and as a community.
As Renal shared, People Serving People is taking a two-pronged approach to preventing families from experiencing homelessness. This is through programs and through changing systems that cause family homelessness. One of the ways to change these systems that are causing families to become homeless is to work with the experts, families who have experienced homelessness and have seen firsthand where the system is broken. Amisha is one of the voices who is influencing change by participating in a program that's funded through philanthropy. Your generosity enables People Serving People to walk alongside families experiencing instability, building a strong foundation for long-term success, and to help amplify families' voices in creating change. We are all here tonight to build a community in which all families have the stability and support they need to develop their full capacity to thrive. Tonight, we need to raise $200,000 to support families moving towards stability. To get us started, though, tonight we have some great news. We have received an incredibly generous $10,000 gift from an anonymous donor. Let's give them a big round of applause wherever you are at home. Yes. We're so grateful for their support, starting us off strong in this very special moment. If you'd like to join them in making a $10,000 donation, please do so. Click the donate link in the green box on your screen, the one that says make a donation. Home is so very important. We know this now more than ever. In the last 7 months, this has become brutally apparent to so many of us. Home is so important. And that's what we're going to keep trying to do to make sure that that a place to call home is a reality for so many people. So we're going to move on to our next level. Our next level is the $5,000 level. Did you know that all of the programs and services you've heard about tonight can be provided to a family for only $5,000? That's right. If you want to join us at $5,000, you can be helping one family right there with all the services that they need. So thank you. Please consider doing that donation. In fact, we have a number of lead donors who stepped forward at this level, and we'd like to thank them. First off, we'd like to thank the Olsleth Family Foundation. We'd like to thank Roseanne and Ken Everson. And we want to thank a collective of our past board members and their families. Rob and Marita Metcalf, Jeff and Brenda Locks, and Gretchen Musikant, and an anonymous donor who all came together. Let's give all of them a big round of applause at that $5,000 level. Yes, you can clap at home. Thank you, Carla. Yes, my hype lady in the back. I appreciate that. We're going to move on to our next level, and we hope that you can join us at the $2,500 level. $2,500 provides 7 children with 1 week of education at People Serving People's Early Childhood Development Program, a critical service, I think we can all agree. We'd like to thank Stuart and Andrea Turner for giving a lead gift at this $2,500 level. Thank you so very much to the Turners. That's so awesome. You know, maybe you'd like to make a donation offline. Please call 612-277-0258. Michelle is standing by. She's waiting for your call. So again, you can see that number on the screen as well. The number is 612-277-0258. Call in. If you don't want to give a donation online, you can absolutely do that. We'll get that into our system so that you can see that total continue to rise. At the $1,000 level, if you can make a donation at $1,000, you are going to provide one child with 2 weeks of early learning at People Serving People's Center of Excellence. And we would love to have you join us at that $1,000 level. You know, the $1,000 level is so exciting when we're in person. There are so many hands that go in the air. You can feel the support and love in the room when people are raising up their hand at that $1,000 level. You can do that at home. I'm cheering for you. We're all cheering for you. We want you to join us where you can tonight. And that $1,000 level can really mean a lot to our families. Maybe you want to give tonight at the $500 level. You know, $500 provides one family with family support services. So a critical support service that we can provide to our families is so very important. Or maybe you want to give at the $250 or $100 level. That can provide a school-aged child with multiple days of enrichment activities and academic support. I think we can all agree that providing enrichment activities to our children is something that we have a newfound respect for over the past 7 months. I know myself with my kids, enriching them and continuing to provide opportunities for them in this environment in which we're living is so very important. And we want to make sure that that critical service is still provided. So a $250 or a $100 donation can mean so much. Maybe I didn't ask for the level you want to give tonight. Maybe you want to give more or less or something in between. Maybe you want to give $200,000 and just boom, hit it right there. Make sure you hit that donation button. Make sure you go in there, make a donation. You can put in any level you want to give tonight. You can even make up a level in between. But we really want to, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for taking the time to donate. Thank you for taking the time to put it into our system. We're going to give you some time now to do that. But one more time on that phone number. I want to make sure that if you want to call in with a donation, dial 612-277-0258. Michelle is standing by and ready to talk to you and to take that donation. It's been a challenging year for everyone with lots and lots of changes. We have some photos here that we'd like to share with you. What it's like at People Serving People's shelter site with all the changes made to help keep people safe and healthy during this global pandemic. Look at all the changes that have been made at People Serving People. We want to thank all of you as well for the generosity. I'm seeing a number of names that have come in. I know that I'm just grabbed. This is the way we are right now, Carla. We're like in the middle of kind of talking about these items. Guy and Donnell Becker, RJ and Teresa Devick, Brad Ballinger, Natasha Farrett. We've got Kelly Hoagland, we've got Keith Hugg, we've got Alan Stimpert, we've got Dean Goldenberg. This is incredible. Thank you all. I mean, you guys are all stepping up to the challenge, and it means so very much to us. I'm going to pass this back to this handoff screen. That's right, absolutely. We're moving, we're live. I know we want to try and have some fun with it as well. We want to thank you for your generosity. We are making great progress towards our goal, but we can't do it without you. So if you've already made a donation, you want to make just one more donation, you can. Or something a little more exciting. Normally this is the time of the night where we get into that live auction spirit, and unfortunately, I can't do that. However, what we can do is we can tell you all about our silent auction and specifically our premier auction items. So tonight you're going to be able to bid on our auction items till 9 p.m. So you want to get those bids in, bid early and bid often. Make sure you're there at the end to make sure you get those bids in. You can click on the donation link at any point to continue giving donations like we talked about earlier, but don't forget about the rest of the auction items. In fact, that's going to close at 9 p.m. Central Time. One more time, 9 p.m. Central Time tonight. That's going to close. But we have got 5 premier auction items that Carla and I are going to talk about, and we're very excited. So let's get into it. Keep those donations coming. I'm going to keep telling you that. But here we go. We've got the chef's dinner in your home for 8. Ladies and gentlemen, personal chef and cookbook author Carleen Bankston. I believe that is how it's pronounced.
You
Bankston.
got it.
Absolutely. Chef Carleen will prepare 5-course meal for you for up to 8 people in your home. Chef Carleen excels at turning ingredients into works of art, both pleasing to the eye and, of course, tasteful to the palate. Ladies and gentlemen, this includes a $150 gift card to Certix to get that perfect pairing for your evening. So, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank Dine for Diners and Certix for this awesome first premier auction item. Carla, what's our next item?
That is a fabulous one. I know Carleen. She's so gifted, so talented, so remember that one. Okay, this next one is for all of you whiskey lovers and perhaps maybe the bourbon specifically lovers in the group. Have you ever wondered how restaurants are able to get their exclusive barrels of whiskey, again, or bourbon, for their restaurants only, right? Or do you just love whiskey, right? My husband's ears suddenly just perked up. All right, then this trip, and it is specifically a trip, is for you. Round trip airfare on Delta for 2 to Louisville, Kentucky, where again they call whiskey bourbon, all right? VIP tours for up to 8 at Maker's Mark and Knob Creek distilleries. So how about that for a cool experience? No, it's a 2-night stay for 2 at the historic Brown Hotel. So you get a really cool place to stay as well. The trip will be in September of 2021. So we'll actually be traveling by then, right? And then, of course, you get the Knob Creek. They'll actually make the final selection of the date within that month. But again, it's far down the road, so we know that we can travel. And to learn more, just go to lot number 2, watch a video from Luke Durheim of Craft and Crew Hospitality. And we want to thank the donor of this, which again is Craft and Crew Hospitality. This is a good one, folks. You do not want to forget that one.
Absolutely, Carla. That is bourbon, whiskey. Now we're talking.
We want a glass.
Listen, I know we get a lot of wine packages, and I have to try to pronounce some very complicated names. When it comes to bourbon and whiskey, I take the time to learn about the product, is all I have to say. I'm very excited for that package, and I think you will be too. All right, so we're going to talk about the third premier auction package. It is the VIP tasting for 8 at Crooked Water Spirits. Join owner and founder of Crooked Water Spirits, Heather Manley, in her home in Minnetrista. Heather will provide a VIP tasting experience of Crooked Water Spirits while noshing on some items cooked in her outdoor wood-burning oven, which just sounds, even as it gets a little chilly outside, that sounds super fun. So this is kind of something you can do anytime. This 2.5-hour experience is for 8 people, is on an island overlooking the waters and wildlife. Oh my gosh, I felt like I missed that part right there. That is truly incredible.
Envision.
Oh man, I know that this is just, we can't thank Crooked Water Spirits enough for this awesome item. Oh, we're so excited about auction item number 3.
All right, the next one is also super good because first, of course, I had the whiskey. Now I have the golf. All right, get the opportunity to play at Hazeltine. We're not talking about any golf course. Hazeltine National Golf Club, home of the 2016 and 2024 U.S. Amateur Championship and the 2029 Ryder Cup. So we know that that is a premier golf course. Board member Jesse Berglund will host you and 2 of your guests to golf 18 holes as a foursome. How fabulous is that? We want to thank the donor once again, Jesse Berglund. That is a really good one because we can envision golf will happen again. This weather
Yeah.
will subside.
Yeah, I know Jesse. Jesse's awesome, and he is that's so generous of him to take you out there. Just an amazing course.
Yeah.
Like a nationwide amazing course. So definitely check out that item. Now our final premier auction item we're going to talk about is number 5, and this is for the parents out there. This is 12 one-day park hopper tickets to Disney World. Ladies and gentlemen, as a parent myself, you might be bidding against me come 8:59 tonight. Let me tell you.
We'll be bidding against each other.
Whoa. Carla, we're no longer friends. All right, here we go. The gloves are off. We're having some fun. Visit the most magical place on earth. We can all agree, Walt Disney World in Florida. You will receive 12 one-day park hopper passes, which include and allow you access to Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Disney's Hollywood Studios, Disney's Animal Kingdom. There are some restrictions, so make sure you check out lot item number 5 in your catalog there. We want to thank Walt Disney World Company for this awesome donation. Yes, we're very excited. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said earlier, we want to make sure that you remember that all of our bidding is going to be closing at 9 p.m. Our donation tracker and everything is going. We want to make sure you get a chance to give. I'm going to jump back to that tracker really quickly to see how we're doing. It looks like we're doing really awesome. You have a couple more people we want to thank. I want to make sure that we get a chance to thank. We just talked about Jesse and his wife, Britta Berglund. Thank you so much for your donations tonight. Don Forsman, Colleen and Alan Keller, Mary Nickel, Corey Poppy, Luke and Katie Durheim, Erica Nordgren and Nordgren Dale, and Stefani and Matt Barnes, as well as Dan Weiss. Wow, what a list. The names just keep coming in. You can see a lot of the names on the thank you page as well. Thank you so much for your donations as we continue to see the number rise. We want to thank you for your donations, but don't stop now. If you can give one more time, that would be awesome. We'd love to see you donate one more time, so please get those donations in. I want to make sure that I don't miss any of the awesome details before I pass it back to you, Carla. This total that we're seeing doesn't even include yet the silent auction proceeds, and so you keep your bids there. That's also going to help us get to our goal of $200,000. Now, we want to take a moment to have a few messages of thank you heard from our staff at People Serving People.
Hi, I'm Erin, the Individual Giving Manager at People Serving People. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, bidding on the auction items, and donating to the Fund in Need. Each contribution you make, you're helping a family in our community. Thank you so much for your support.
Hi, I'm Mallory Evans, Director of Development here at People Serving People. I'm super excited that you decided to join us here virtually. Tonight's event would not be possible without all of our amazing sponsors. And I'm so grateful that I get to work with all of these amazing organizations who are committed to making our community better. Thank you to Bridgewater Bank, Allina Health, AT&T Minnesota, Cummins, Northern Trust, Zell LLP.
I'm Ann. I'm the Food Services Department Manager, Food Program Director, and this is...
I'm Bob.
And this is...
Hi, I'm Lenny, Utility Specialist.
We wanted to thank our sponsors like...
Atomic Data,
Baker Tilly,
Pandemic,
Ide Bailey, and...
Christopher James Company.
Thank you, sponsors!
All right.
Hi, my name is JC. I'm Tatiana.
And I'm Catherine. We're the Advocate team, and we would like to thank our sponsors.
YouCare, Thrivent,
Excel Energy,
the LASIK Group, and Fetzer Vineyards.
Thank you,
sponsors.
Hi, my name is Tim. I'm People Serving People's Manager at the Center of Excellence, and I'd like to thank our sponsors, Welsh Forsman Associates, Allegra, Callsign 51, KJH and Associates, and Rhino Communications Rentals. Thank you for making People Serving People's work possible.
We'd also like to thank our incredible board of directors, including board members Stephanie Tiger Barnes, Guy Becker, Jesse Berglund, Joe Chabowski, Latoya Burrell, Katie DeSantis, Keith Hugg, Kevin Jackson, Charlotte Kinsley, Michael Kremenek, Daniel Gumnett, Karen Kepler, Andrea Turner, and April Wagner. We could not do this work without you all, our families, and our staff setting the strategic direction for our organization. Thank you.
Couple quick notes for you. Please remember to get your bids in before 9 p.m. when the auction closes. And a quick reminder, if you would like to make a donation offline, please call 612-277-0258. That number on your screen. Michelle is standing by, ready to help you out. And if you want to know more about Amisha, we will be sharing more about her story through our Give to the Max campaign. Make sure to watch your inbox and our social media channels to learn more. We sure appreciate that she shared her story. And a link to the program you just watched will actually be available later this evening, so please help us reach more people by sharing with your network and help even more families thrive. I would also like to thank all of you for logging on and joining us virtually tonight, in addition to our table and event captains, who are Stephanie and Matt Barnes. Hello, my friends. Jesse and Britta Berglund. We also know that they donated an item. Latoya and Greg Burrell. Luke and Katie Durheim. Karen and Craig Kepler. Michael and Elizabeth Kremenak. Betsy Sylvester and Lonnie Molo. Renal Ray and Gitch Ansango, and Maureen Welsh. In closing, you know that People Serving People is completely dedicated to preventing family instability. You know it is the largest, most comprehensive emergency shelter for families experiencing homelessness in Minnesota. And you know it is a dedicated leader in homelessness prevention. But what you just learned tonight is how People Serving People is working to change the larger systems that drive families into homelessness. As Amisha said, she feels like she's making a difference because her voice is now being heard. By supporting People Serving People, you too are making a difference. And truly, in this day of such challenge, stress, and division, we all clearly welcome the chance to make a difference for others, ourselves, our community. Thank you again for giving the gift of hope. Please take care and have a great night.